Hello guys, this is onlyabidoang and today I'm going to show you 10 features you might not know in The Sims 3. This time, I'll be covering features you might not realize are in the game and you might find useful. So here goes. You can actually play as the Grim Reaper without mods. That's right, you can add the Death himself into your household through a bug I just discovered. But don't worry, this method won't break your save file, but do backup your save file before proceeding just to be safe. To do this, first you have to press Ctrl plus Shift plus C to activate the cheat console, type in testingcheatsenabled true, and then click enter. After that, Shift plus left click on your mailbox, choose the Force NPC option, and choose Grim Reaper. After a few seconds, the Grim Reaper will then appear somewhere around your house, but you have to find him fast since he will disappear shortly after that. You can hear a jarring sound effect signing that he is already on the lot. After you find him, Shift plus left click on the Reaper and then choose Object, delete it. The Grim Reaper will now be removed from existence. Then, Shift plus left click on the mailbox and force the Grim Reaper to appear again like before. This time, he'll appear somewhere outside of your home without having any of those sound effects. Also, for some reason, you cannot do any interaction with him since the mouse pointer will be grayed out. Because of this, you need to save the game and then return to the main menu. Next, enter that save file again. After loading up, the Grim Reaper can now be interacted again, and because you still have the cheat on, you can Shift plus left click on him again and choose Add to Active Family. You can now control the Death himself to your heart's content, from playing games together to making babies together. Unfortunately, this Grim Reaper will not float, have his sight, have a deep voice, nor have a cloudy black gas around his feet. His name will also change to a random general name. He will act as a normal sim with the Grim Reaper costume, but if you try to make him naked or change his clothing, he will have a pure black skin tone. Oh yeah, but don't worry, once you did this, a new Grim Reaper will be generated to take other Sims' soul on your world. Now, this one really favors you if you're a pet owner. In The Sims 3 Pets, if you have a really great relationship with your pet, there's a chance, if I'm not wrong, the chance is around 35%, that when your sim died and the Reaper is in the process of taking their soul, your pet will automatically intervene the reaping process by harassing the Grim Reaper, somewhat like protecting their owner's life. The Grim Reaper will then feel threatened by your pet's wrath and bring the owner back to life. Aww, that's so sweet. Now the owner can continue torturing other Sims again. Besides pets, there are also a lot of other ways to save your Sims' lives, but the one I think is the most unique is this one. You might want to sharpen your chess skills, because this one really favors chess players. First of all, make sure that there's a chess table with 2 chairs around the lot. Then, if one of your Sim in your household dies, the Grim Reaper will come, of course. When the Ghost and the Reaper is interacting, immediately click on the Reaper and then choose Play Chess for Sims Lives. But before doing that, be sure to cancel the mourn action or any action the Sim is currently doing, because if you didn't do that, there's an annoying bug sometimes in which the Reaper won't proceed going to the chess table, resulting you playing by yourself and looking like an idiot. Also, be sure to place the chess table in an open space so that Grim can access it. Both you and the Reaper will then go to the chess table and start playing. You will play a round of chess for quite a while. If you lose, well, you lose. The deceased Sim will be gone for good. But if you win, the Reaper will get irritated and then the Ghost will appear from their tombstone and be resurrected back to life. While choosing traits for your Sims, you might come across the unlucky trait and then thinking, dang, who will pick such unfavorable trait to their Sims? Well, hiding behind those unfortunate consecutive events is the tremendous power of immortality. Well, sort of. Yeah, if unlucky Sims somehow die from accidental death, which means every death except death by old age, their soul will still leave their body for a while. And as soon as the Grim Reaper interacts with them, he will take pity on them and then resurrect them back to life with a statement saying that he finds their series of unfortunate events amusing and don't want them to be taken away just yet. Yeah, that statement might be a bit infuriating, but who cares? Free immortality, boy! If you've played for a while, you might come across this suspicious looking gardening gnome. This is actually a magic gnome. What is a magic gnome, you asked? Well, it's a gardening gnome that is, you guessed it, magical. What makes them magical is that when placed on the ground, at midnight they can vanish from their original spot and then move somewhere else around your home with a different pose every night. They usually appear next to desirable objects such as dancing to the stereo, interacting with other gnomes, examining decorations, etc. They can even go as far as affecting the objects directly, such as turning the TV on, turning the stereo on, standing on tables and counters, etc. There are a lot of different types of magical gnomes since each expansion packs usually introduced a few new gnomes. Each type of gnomes has their own unique characteristics and the ways of obtaining each gnome are different. The most generic and easy to find one is the mysterious Mr. Gnome. You can find it by exploring catacombs in the graveyard, finding it while mining, randomly be found in the mailbox, buying them from the consignment store if you're lucky, and a lot more ways that I didn't mention. Like I said, there are many other magic gnomes types that I can't mention here. Instead, I already made a video in the past completely explaining on magic gnomes, all types of them, and how to get them. You can go to the video link in the description or at the end of this video. Not only normal traits that your sim can have, but there's also something called hidden traits. Hidden traits are traits that you cannot see in the normal interface, except if you have a mod that lets you see them, such as NRaas Master Controller cheats. Normally, unique hidden traits can be discovered on specific NPCs, such as burglars, police, firefighters, sims from other countries, or from reaching a particular level of a career. Let me give you some examples. Police NPCs or sims who reach level 3 of the law enforcement career will have the can apprehend burglars hidden trait, which allows them to fight off burglars. Pizza deliverer NPCs will have the pizza appreciator hidden trait, which makes them be more satisfied after eating a pizza. Firefighter NPCs or sims who work as a firefighter can have the immune to fire hidden trait, which is pretty self-explanatory. Sims who reach level 7 in rock branch of music career will get the rocker hidden trait, which allows them to do special idle animations such as playing the air guitar. Sims who are from China will bow when greeting someone and eat with chopsticks, etc. I'll put up a link in the description below for a list of all hidden traits. What makes hidden traits unique is that it can be brought down to the offspring of that corresponding sims. Another unique hidden trait called pyromania can only be obtained by the children of firefighters, and it's a 50-50 chance. Sims with this trait can do the burn something nearby interaction, which makes them burn random objects nearby for a short time without destroying it, can transmogrify any fruit which will either destroy it or turn it into a flame fruit, and can last longer while on fire and be happy from it. You might miss this wonderful feature that was introduced in the Sims 3 World Adventure, because honestly, I did at first. It's called the Transfigurification mechanic, which is a really neat feature for players who wants to gain a lot of money or just wants to collect stuff by combining other stuff such as gems and metals to create a new item. To have access to this feature, you have to buy the Colors display case or the XL version of it first. Then you have to fill all available slots in the display or just use the add interaction and let your sim do it. After that, just click on the display case, choose activate, and then choose Irreversible Transfigurification, which costs 500 simoleons. The display will then process all the items for a while, and finally, the final product will be produced. What the final product will be depends on the total simoleon value of all the objects placed combined. For example, if all the objects combined worth below 200 simoleons, you'll get a random seed. If between 200 and 500 simoleons, you'll get a bag of money which values around or higher than the total value. If between 500 to 1000 simoleons, you'll get a bunch of ancient coins. If between 1000 to 3500 simoleons, you'll get a magic gnome, and the list goes on. Besides, depending on the value, there are also some special objects that can be made if combined with specific types of object. For example, if you put more than 5 types of gem cut, you'll get a skull cut of one of the gems you put. If you put different types of ingot, you can get a compendium or a supernovium ingot, which is like the more valuable combined version of the ingots. If you put ingots of the same types, you'll get the large version of the ingot. If you put up spirits of the same type from the ghost hunter profession, you'll get an urn containing ghosts with specific traits, and a lot more that I can't mention here. If you want to know more combinations, I've provided a link in the description for all the recipes for Transfigurification and tips on performing it correctly. Before doing this, just be careful and do the math first so you'll gain more profit than loss. Pregnant sims can increase the chance of a specific gender for their baby. If you want to alter that, as soon as you know that your sim is pregnant, go to the supermarket and stock up on either two of these fruits. If you want to increase your baby to be a boy, eat a lot of apples, but if you want to increase your baby to be a girl, eat a lot of watermelons. I usually just buy tons of them and make sure that the mom eat a lot each day and not carrying even if she's already full. I've tried this method for a long time and they usually work. Also, if you have NRaas Story progression mod, keep in mind that this method won't work unless you edit the mod settings. If you find taking care of your Sims need is troubling, don't worry, because like The Sims 4, Sims 3 also has the auto solve feature. This time you can left click on the corresponding moodlet such as tired or hungry, and the sim will then automatically interact with the particular object nearby to fulfill it. Of course, there are still a few stupid decisions that might come out, such as woohooing with a random person you barely even know if you auto-solve the fun need. Regardless, I'm really sure that this will ease your game a bit from now on. If you have The Sims 3 University Live, you will gain access to the megaphone, where you can rant on a particular topic. There are a lot of topics for ranting to choose from, such as politics, work, the supernatural, happiness, etc. After picking a topic, your sim will then start ranting aimlessly about the topic, and I still don't know what you'll achieve from this. But you have to be careful if you want to throw shades on the death topic, because if you dare to rant on that particular topic, there's a really high chance that you'll quote-unquote die. Yeah, the death himself got pretty pissed because of you. But don't worry, instead of taking your life, he'll resurrect you instead and will warn you not to do that again. You'll also get the there and back again moodlet for 12 hours. And if you ignore this and then try to rant on death again while you still have the moodlet, you will die again and the Grim Reaper will take your life for sure now. Thank you so much guys for watching this video. Hope you click the like button below, and if you like this kind of contents, be sure to subscribe to the channel. And if you don't know, I've created a new Twitter account for my channel. You can follow me if you want to. See you later!